Hey guys, this is Kirop speaking, and in today's Little Dev Update we are going to explore the latest additions to the challenges. And we have come very far since the last time we talked about it, and where I spent most of the episode in a spreadsheet with some challenges. And look at that! They're all here now! And there are no more old tutorial scenarios, they're all gone. All gone! And they have been replaced with 23 proper tutorial scenarios for making engines. And let's have a quick look at that. It's basically, if you haven't seen the latest dev update, the last dev update, I mean, these are basically subdivided into 4 categories. In the first one, it is just about making an engine run, and there are various standard issues which you probably all know about right now, but new players might not. So it's all about resolving issues first, and then you make your first engine from scratch, whatever engine you want, unless you use special manufacturer requirement parts like forged stuff. That is not allowed. It's not allowed. And then it's about engine optimization in various aspects. Then it is about choosing the suitable type of engine configuration and head for the task at hand. And then it is all about building archetypal engines. And I think that is a really nice progression through from the very basics, getting started, to actually being able to produce engines that could be used in cars and score well in the demographics. Alright, but enough talk. Let's just try them out to see how it works, like the very first easy tutorials. As you see, well, this is not quite as it should be. There should be like no timer, and we are getting to the timer. It's pretty interesting and exciting too. So this is your first tutorial scenario. What is currently not working yet is that it drops you on the relevant tab, and there is currently no way to actually display the description of what you should be doing. Maybe there needs to be a kind of pop-up introduction window once you enter the scenario, which again has a description and your task. I think that will be helpful, and then this field will be switched out to an scenario info field, where when you hover over, you get the full description again whenever you need it. So we have been dropped in here with an engine that is not running correctly in one aspect, and that is knocking. And eventually, it's already in the definition files of the scenarios, but not quite implemented yet, it should have dropped you on the first page where you actually have something to change, so that you're not entirely confused. So the only thing we need to do here to pass the scenario is really lower the compression, see what it does. It's like, oh, I get more power, and more power, even more power, and there, bam. Okay, no tests, no warnings during the testing, yes. So what I want to mention here is that I'm currently working out a better way of getting the mufflers integrated so that they are much more interesting and intriguing to deal with, that there are actual compromises you have to make, and that the first and second muffler choices are not trivial decisions, because this as is not interesting. The headers are interesting because they offer flow and some payoff versus engineering time and manufacturing time. That's all good. Exhaust diameter, good. It needs to be optimized, and you can choose if you want to slightly strangle it to get better economy, or if you want to have a free-flowing one to get better peak power, and so on. So that's good. But these options are not good. They don't add anything to the game. So I wonder, how can we change them in a way that makes them interesting while keeping these options and not reworking everything. And the solution, I think, is to not only have the strangulation effect you see here, but rather also have an overall efficiency cutoff, which lowers your the power output of the whole engine depending on how much power it's making, not only at the very top end, but rather over the whole range. And different muffler designs would affect flow differently and affect this efficiency differently, but also catalytic converters would affect that too. So currently it is like this. As you can see here, we have maximum power 40.9 and now maximum power is 42.7. That is the effect on the flow, but I want to have an additional effect in there which just lowers engine efficiency over the whole range, but also linearly depending on how much power it is making. And yeah, that's something that we are currently working on and probably going to be implementing in the next few days. And once it's in, I shall update you and show you some examples of what that does and how that improves gameplay. But now for something completely new, and this one is almost finished. It's almost done. It's already working really nicely. And let's take a look at what this is. All new, this is the engine scenario generator, and it's a completely new challenge mode. And you start out with a skill score of 400.00, and then you try to move up the ranks as high as you can to see how good you actually are at designing engines. And how much gut feel you have for designing engines and automation. And that's pretty cool. So let's see, we have different presets here. And as you can see, they have different settings for the number of engine tests you're allowed to use, if you have manual or automatic engine testing on, how many scored stats there are for you in the scenario, how many requirements, that hard limits there are in the scenario, if you are allowed to have an engine failure or not. If you have an engine failure and you have this one turned to no, then not only does it become more difficult, obviously, but you fail as soon as the engine fails. So better be careful with your compression and stuff. And preparation time is the timer that runs before you actually enter the scenario and the actual timer starts. And this is the crux of it. There is a timer. You are on the clock to design that engine and pass all the requirements here. And this score compares to your skill score. If you are dealing with scenarios that have a higher difficulty score than your current skill score, then you have the potential to gain more score to your skill score than you would lose if you fail it. So this is not only going up, but also can come down. And let's just try it out and play this scenario. And 15 seconds preparation time. Look, the little clock is running down. We are in 1956. We're super leaded. And performance index 111. That's quite a lot. Reliability and engineering time. Pretty low engineering time. That's a lot of power though in 56. So I think I have to go for a cheap V8. 111. That is about the equivalent of a peak power rating of 120 kilowatts. And that day and age, that's probably requiring a full 4-liter V8. And it's scored pretty highly, so a 4-liter V8 would be nice. There's no weight limit here either. So I can just up the capacity quite a lot. So let's run it at 90, and you can see time is running down while I'm doing all that. And we have reliability higher than 27. Let's go with something simple, because engineering time is very low. So direct acting, we need to produce a lot of powers, and reliability is not scored quite as highly as the performance. So I go with direct acting here. Keep it simple and cheap, and we go for standard internals, I would think, because, yeah, engineering time. Then compression, we have super leaded, that's 98. So I think I can run this, there's no economy, so I can go for a cam profile of like 50. Back in the day they don't rev high, especially not on a big engine like this. So I think I can have something like 7-8. And it sounds about right. Naturally aspirated, of course. And let's go with a twin. No, reliability. How much power can we make with this one? That would be 115. Oh, that is on the limit right there. That's a little close. So maybe we have to go with twin. That lowers reliability, of course. So that's shit. But yep, like this, super leaded. And no economy, so just go full out bonkers mode with the AFR. We can go to like 65 here for sure. It's a large engine in early days, so I don't want to rev it further than 4.7. Don't want to break the engine. But we can up the quality a little bit. And what more do we need? Well, short cast should do. Keep the engineering time down. We need... yeah, that maximum power looks about right. There is no requirement for loudness, so let's go like this. And we passed the scenario already. But continue scenario, we want to see how well we did. So we made an engine with 143 kilowatts as the performance index. Very nice. And we had a pretty decent reliability. And oh, the engineering time was on the edge there. Not only do you have to pass these scores, but your score actually matters. It will multiply how many points you are getting. So we could just continue on and improve this one a little bit. So now we have a higher score here. And how much? Oh, wow, we were running at 92, so we can amp this one. Oh, no, we can't. Oh. poor little pistons. They don't want to have more, so that was actually good that I missed out on this. We don't want to make more torque because pistons are shattering. But yeah, the more score you are making, the more bonus score you get. So if you have more tries left, then you will get a higher score in the end. And it's somewhat risky if you have no engine failure and other modes on, because you can still fail them. If you then destroy your engine, then nope, you don't pass anymore. So now we have gained a little bit of skill. We are still a novice 1 because that wasn't really that hard, right? That was not hard at all. So let's play a somewhat harder scenario and let's make it custom. You can just ignore these settings and do whatever you like. So how about a test count of 5? We have 5 scored statistics. We have 3 engine requirements. I hope that sometimes it tries to really screw you over. And we allow no engine failure. So that is an insane difficulty scenario in 120 seconds. I might go a little quiet here, but yeah, okay. That actually takes all the engine building capacity I have. Let's see, okay, blah, 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 blah. 41! Okay, super loudness, and thus performance index only 26. Looks like a... yep, okay. That looks like a nice little engineering time, responsiveness, shit, okay. And low weight, so we go for... do we have... yes, reliability. Okay, and make it small. I think what should be enough is... yeah, that should be good size. So we go through here. We have super, but yeah, let's make it... it is pretty small too. And we have economy, rating economy, so we can't amp up the profile too much. Time is running out. Eco twin. Do we need twin? 36. Don't really need a twin. Standard because there's a loudness requirement, and then we have super, and we can go to this. 60, let's go just with 60, and we can rev it to 5. It's a small engine. Cast and loudness requirement. And now this goes down and we test it. No, the engine failed. Engine exploded? Oh no. Stop and keep editing. Oh, the valve float. The valve float got me. Oh, in 1941 you can't do that. Okay, let's see if we would have succeeded. If... oh no, the weight was too much as well. As you can see... oh, we were really close though, 121. So let's see if we could have made this with slightly better decisions. So if we do it like this and... then go to 4.5 instead. That will be much better. Test it. There, that would have passed it. Yes. So, no score for me. But if we head back to the generator, we haven't lost anything, because that scenario was so far beyond what we at this level should be able to do that, yeah, you don't lose anything. But if we succeed, you did see that this was a major score thingy. Let's see, 130, that would be a whole level. Let's talk a little bit quick about the ranks. And why is this in the list? I don't know, it's weird. There are a few ranks. You go from novice to apprentice to skilled to experienced to master to grandmaster and then to genius. I think genius is at 3,000 points, and every rank has sub levels, and novice goes from I think 400 to 700. Then apprentice from, and every sub-rank is 100 points, so at 500 we would be novice 2, and so on. And then genius has infinite number of ranks, but you can only get so high, like 45-second scenarios. Engine test gun, one shot, you're only allowed to test it once. Well, if you regularly do these scenarios, then you could get up to genius 40 or something. But I doubt there will ever be people who can do that. That's quite difficult. Yeah, I haven't succeeded in that. The highest one I managed to get through was something like a 5,000 difficulty score scenario, but yeah, that's not a regular occurrence. Anyway, I think this illustrates quite nicely what we have in store for you when it comes to these scenarios, generate scenarios. And we are also planning on, maybe already with this next update that is coming out, which contains the scenarios, have a global leaderboard for your score. And that would be nice, so I can see who is the best engine builder in the world. That would be cool. But anyway, one more bit of information I have for you, you will be very pleased to hear. In that next update, we will also be providing you with many more car bodies. And I think the current version you're playing has something like 40-ish bodies. And we currently are sitting at 120 finished bodies. So expect a big load of bodies to be dumped into your game with the next big update. And this time around, the next big update won't take forever, because, well, the next big update will be once we have the scenario stuff completed. Alright, I think this wraps us up, and I hope you enjoyed, and see you guys next time!